Although Wang Yang, a former vice premier, and Hu Chunhua, a current vice premier, are both regarded as well qualified by conventional criteria for a role entrusted with controlling the economy, they lack long-term links to Xi. Will both of them be beneficial for the country? Keep watching to get the answer. Hello everyone, greetings and welcome back to the channel, China's Future. The next leaders coming will be shown in today's video, so stay focused. The Communist Party Congress has begun in China, and the week-long meeting will likely strengthen Xi Jinping's grip on power. He will be reconfirmed as party head for a historic third term during a meeting with regional leaders on Monday. The Chinese Communist Party's 20th National Congress, which opens on Sunday in Beijing, has all eyes on Xi Jinping. Barring a significant surprise, China's most powerful leader in decades will prolong his reign, breaking with the historical practice of senior leaders serving 2 5-year terms before stepping down. Xi's departure from the convention to reign for more than a decade began in 2018 when he abolished presidential term limits. His defiance of conventional wisdom as China's most powerful dictator since Mao Zedong has made it even more difficult to anticipate who would join him on the standing committee. The new leadership will be presented when Xi, likely to be re-elected as China's top party general secretary, enters a room of journalists at Beijing's Great Hall of the People, followed by the other members of the Politburo Standing Committee, PSC, in decreasing order of rank. At the same time, some experts and diplomats argue that the composition of the Standing Committee and the identity of the premier are less important than they previously were since Xi has abandoned the tradition of collegial leadership. The new PSC lineup will tell us if Xi is just concerned with personal devotion or whether he appreciates some variety of opinion at the top, said Ben Hillman, head of Australian National University's Australian Centre on China in the World. It is probable that the new PSC would be fully composed of Xi loyalists, indicating the cementing of Xi's authority but posing significant threats to China. A top-down gang of yes guys will restrict the information accessible for decision-making. Due to age restrictions, at least 2 of the 7 present Standing Committee members are anticipated to retire, according to reports published in the Wall Street Journal and the South China Morning Post. There might be up to 4 vacancies, with Premier Lai, 67, likely among those stepping down, although Wang Yang, 67, and Hu Chunhua, 59, both past and current vice premiers, are regarded as well qualified by conventional criteria for a job entrusted with controlling the economy. They lack long-term links to Xi. According to the Wall Street Journal, which cited anonymous sources close to party officials, Shanghai Party chief Li Qiang, who has long-standing links to Xi, is expected to join the PSC and is regarded as a major candidate for premier. Ding Xuexiang, 60, Xi's chief secretary and head of the Central Committee's powerful general office, which controls the top leadership's administrative affairs, is another loyalist viewed as a potential for promotion by party observers. With power concentrated in the hands of one man, it's easy to overlook the other 2,295 delegates attending the conclave in Beijing. But among these jockeying cadres, Chinese political observers look for signals about how much authority Xi has and how long he is likely to retain it. The Standing Committee of the Politburo, the 7-member group at the apex of decision-making authority, will be the major emphasis. If Xi can fill the committee with supporters, there will be few limits on his power. Turnover at the party's top was previously promoted by an informal age restriction known as 7 up, 8 down, in which officials 67 and younger take on new roles, while those 68 and older resign. Following this rule of thumb would result in 2 more spaces for Xi to fill with friends. However, that standard may no longer be valid. Xi, who is 69, is certain to disregard the apparent rule for himself, and may also do so to advance supporters to the Politburo. It's no longer about age. It's all about whether you're on Xi's side. Yang Zhang, American University School of International Service sociologist, said, One significant measure of Xi's influence will be whether further members of the existing committee are forced to retire early, with the spotlight focused on Premier Li Keqiang, who, at 67, has yet to hit the informal age limit. The second key concern is whether the rearrangement will produce a successor. Before Xi, a route had started to shape for future presidents, with an heir apparent taking on a standing committee seat and the vice presidency 5 years before being chosen to the top job. Xi and his predecessor, Hu Jintao, rose through the ranks this way. Analysts following Chinese politics advise against anticipating a successor this year. Xi's prolonged leadership may completely skip the generation that will dominate the 370-odd full and alternate members of the Central Committee, the body below the Politburo, during the next 10 years. President Xi Jinping of China has won a record third term as the Communist Party's leader, strengthening his position as the country's most powerful ruler since Mao Zedong. On Sunday, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, Central Committee chose Xi as its general secretary for a 5-year term, ushering the nation firmly back into one-person rule after decades of power sharing among its leaders. Xi is expected to be re-elected as China's president for a third term, which will be publicly declared at the government's annual parliamentary sessions in March next year. The CCP also established a 7-member Politburo Standing Committee, PSC, chaired by Xi, the party leader's inner circle of authority. Xi successfully got his political vision, formally titled Xi, Jinping Thought on Socialism, with Chinese characteristics for a new era, put into the CCP's constitution during the 19th CCP Congress in 2017, after Mao Zedong and Deng Xiaoping. He was only the third leader to have his political ideology enshrined in the party charter. Xi has shaken up China's politics since taking power at the 18th Congress in 2012, especially via a rigorous anti-corruption drive, strict ideological control, and crackdowns on it and real estate gurus. Consequently, the new Standing Committee in 2017 was made up of leaders from various political backgrounds, including the Communist Youth League, coastal areas, and interior provinces, not all of whom owed their political ascension to Xi. Following Xi was Shanghai Communist Party Chairman Li Qiang, who was expected to replace Li Keqiang as premier when the latter retires in March. Zhao Leiji and Wang Huning returned from the previous committee, while newcomers Kai Qi, Ding Zuoxiang, and Lai Xe joined China's highest governing body. I want to thank the entire party sincerely for the faith you have put in us. Xi started following his appointment and pledged to work hard in the fulfillment of our responsibilities to prove worthy of the tremendous trust of our party and our people. All of the PSC's new members are thought to be loyal to Xi, who was also appointed head of the Central Military Commission, an excessively lopsided win for one group, which is unique in the Communist Party's heritage. In the past, there would be a rough balance of power. Willie Lam, senior fellow at the Jamestown Foundation in the United States, told Reuters, "It implies that there will be no checks and balances. Jinping has complete control of the broader Politburo and Central Committee," he said. The degree to which Xi can restructure the CCP's leadership group and effect significant policy changes is determined by how much support he receives from the 2,296 attendees. A succession vacancy may raise doubts about a future power transfer, which is crucial to the power game that governs Chinese elite politics. China has tightened travel restrictions and information flow around Beijing ahead of the conference. The consequences of the summit, which is held every 5 years, will, nevertheless, be felt far beyond the capital city. That's all we have for you today. Take a look at China's future, the next leaders coming. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see all future videos, subscribe to the channel and switch on notifications. First and foremost, what do you think about these countries, and how can you justify them more precisely? Please participate and share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching.